how far we come. That's number one. And number two is we got to really start to respect the small milestones that we create for ourselves in our businesses, because that's what really is the fuel that keeps us going. Right? It totally is. So listen, everyone, thank you guys so much for hopping on for another episode of Coffee with Coach. I hope you guys have enjoyed this show so far. Please give me some feedback down below in the comments. I would love to hear. And before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Letitia Campbell of CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. Yes, that's CampbellSuccessNetwork.com. And I'm your number one sales success strategist. I help you develop habits that will allow you to reach your goals, get the most out of your time, and create and maintain an action plan so that you can generate more sales online and build your empire. So what we're going to be talking about today is signs you need help with your sales process. Okay. If you're looking at your bank account right now, or if you looked at it this morning, you are unhappy with what's in there, that means the remedy to that is that there is an issue with your sales process. It's an issue with the process of how you get somebody from being super cold to piping freaking hot. And what I mean by piping hot is they're ready to roll up their credit cards. They already put it on your sales page, on your website, or somewhere, and they have spent money with you. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys six signs actually that you need help with your sales process. We're going to jump right on into this content. So number one is you're not converting, right? You definitely know there's an issue with your sales process, right? If nobody's buying your product or your service, there's a problem there. And I know you're probably thinking like, maybe it's what I'm offering that people don't want, need, or have to have, but people don't really know whether or not your offer is great until they actually buy it. So now with that factor, you know for a fact that it's not really your product or your service. It's really you're converting not as high or as much as you expect to convert at. So you got to look back and say, well, there's an issue with my process here, and how can I make it better so that people can start actually buying my product or my service? Number two is clients are disappearing. And now, granted, you're going to have probably up to a 25% retention rate when it comes to clients and when it comes to customers. I mean, it's just natural. Either they don't need your product or service anymore, or they just go somewhere else, right? But the point is that if you have a massive amount of people disappearing, I also say that's probably consider that you need to change your audience. That's number one. I realized that a couple of months back, that I got to change my audience up a little bit so that way I'm connecting to the people who actually need my services. And you guys have to consider that too. Or it could be is the fact that what you have to offer, once they are buying it, they're not buying anymore, and that's a problem with your actual offer, right? Number three is you're no longer in love with your business. People can tell when people are not really into what they're doing. People can tell when you're just showing up for the purposes of showing up. People can tell when you're showing up and you're not uniquely you, which was one of the walls that I hit months back, where I started to not become myself. Clients were telling me, Coach, you're not yourself. And building a business, guys, it's a battle with your self-reflection of how you see yourself as a woman and how you want other people to perceive you. And those two perspectives are always battling with themselves, right, ladies? It really, really is. It's like you want to be perceived as this particular person, but you feel like this. Like you want to be perceived like you're up here, but really you feel like you're down here. And those two things are always battling. And some days, this part of you is in the driver's seat, and there's most days where probably this part was in the driver's seat. And that's probably been like that way for you guys for this whole entire year. But you really got to put that into perspective, because people can tell when you're no longer in love with your business. And that's one of the reasons why I created this Success Tour event. Those of you, if you haven't gone over to CampbellSuccessNetwork.com, make sure you do immediately and sign up to attend my Success Tour event. You can attend in person or you can attend virtually. But yeah, it's time to fall in love back with your purpose again, right? How many of you all, really quickly, right down below, and I'm watching y'all, how many of you guys feel that multiple times this year, even now, you sort of falling out of love with your business? Maybe you thought maybe you wasn't excited anymore, you didn't know what to do, but really when it boils down to it, you're just not in love with it, right? You're just not in love with it, right? All right, so number 4, no one is engaging, right? No one is engaging. And granted, sometimes depending on how much you post or pretending on what you're posting, you know, it depends on whether or not people is the right times for people to engage. But at the end of the day, if you're trending at for the past 30 days and you haven't gotten no engagement, no conversion, nobody's into your stuff, there's an issue with your process. And you got to look into that and making sure that you are talking to the right people so that the right people are showing up. Number 5 is you don't have a community. I'm constantly plugging in more and more people into my communities because that's where your tribe is at. Your tribe is your vibe. And you need a community in order to scale your business the right way. And last but never least, guys, sorry, one second. I'm looking down and saw a little finger come up on my desk. It was my little baby. He's really quiet right now, surprisingly. You don't have a list. That's number 6. You don't have a list. You need a list, guys. I mean, building an email list, a text list, a bot list, that's by far one of the number one ways to keep engagement with your audience, to keep people constantly being retargeted to your stuff, to keep your business growing. It's a numbers game. You know, the more people you get your business in front of, the more money that you're going to make. More importantly, the more the right people you get in your business in front of, the more revenue you're going to make. So really assess whether or not your list has the right people on it. Really assess whether or not you're actually building a list effectively. You have to constantly every quarter go over your list and sometimes take people off that are just lingering there around. Like one of the things I'm going to do, I'm about to reach 5,000 friends on Facebook. I think I'm at almost 4,900 friends on Facebook now on my personal page. Now you guys know you can have more than 5,000 friends on Facebook. That's all Facebook's going to let you have. So even like going down my list, that's one of the things I'm going to do this month, you know, is go into my list and make sure that I have the right people as friends on Facebook and not just a bunch of wallflowers, right? So listen, everyone, if you haven't gone over to campbellsuccessnetwork.com, make sure that you go over there right now. I look forward to seeing each of you guys at this event, whether you're coming in person or virtually. And thank you guys so much for watching for another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, don't forget, get out there and dominate because it's time to design a life that you deserve. Bye, guys.